Welcome back and welcome in to Doing Human Better 101, the fundamentals of humaning. I'm Dr. Michelle. Today, I want to start with a sentence that might challenge how many of us have been taught to respond to comfort. Stop seeking clarity where there's already proof. Because silence does not mean anger, it does not mean bitterness, and it does not mean avoidance. Sometimes silence is an intentional act of self-protection. Sometimes it is a boundary. One of the things that really inspired me to have this conversation is because we often feel pressure to explain ourselves. That's happened to me so much in life, where someone has an issue with you and you don't really know where the issue came from. They haven't come to you to talk about it. Maybe they have. But there's this underlying pressure or false sense of requirement to respond, to confront everything, to clear the air, right? And to make sure that we're understood. And I'll never forget when I was going through something in my life a few years ago. There were a lot of things floating around that I just didn't necessarily agree with. And I felt like it was a misrepresentation of who I was as a person. And I called one of my closest friends and I said, I have to respond. I need people to know. And she said, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I will honestly say that was my first moment of practicing where to expend my energy because I was already emotionally exhausted. So to get into a back and forth dialogue about what was right and what was wrong and what was misunderstood would have taken energy I didn't have, right? So I learned in that moment to only go seeking clarity for repair when I genuinely care about something, and also for things and people that truly deserve to be in my space. You have the option to say, I don't want to deal with that because if I let that go off over here and let it have the day that it deserves, I'll be okay. That's not mean, it's not dismissive, it's saying I have a boundary and I'm choosing to expend my energy intentionally in places that deserve my energy. Because here's the thing, to go seek clarity with something or someone, that requires energy. And we've already talked about emotional overdrafts. Do you have the capacity to have a conversation that may or may not be productive, that may or may not be one that you truly care about, or it may or may not be one that you're truly seeking repair out of? What do you want out of this conversation? Is it repair or do you want to prove a point? Figure out the two, because if it's not truly to repair and reestablish a relationship with someone that you truly care about, you may not necessarily need to put your energy there. These conversations require energy, and emotional labor has to be something that we consider an intentional investment. It's not automatic. So I recently heard someone say that we should save our energy for tough conversations with people that we actually want to fix things with. You don't need to go around trying to save the world and repair everything everywhere, right? And I agree with that. But I would also add a little bit of a context to that those conversations should also be with people who are willing to reciprocate the energy, right? So we spend time in conversations, pouring out our feelings, and you're hoping that they're receiving your message. And then when you stop talking, what happens? Think about that, right? Because your investment in this conversation was a depletion of emotional energy for you. So if you're the only one trying, if you're the only one explaining, if you're the only one invested in understanding what happened, and again, if you're the only one being compassionate and curious, not critical, that's not repair. That's not a healthy relationship. That's not a relationship where you have reciprocal effort. That's actually depletion. So here's something that I've decided to do for myself that I will share with you. Silence is a choice. It's not punishment. It's also not very comfortable, but it is a choice because it can be healing. It can be clarifying, And it can also allow you to set your personal passage forward without all of the noise. The tough part is silence doesn't mean you don't care. Sometimes silence is allowing space for someone else to be accountable. Because if we're always leaping into the conversation first and we're always trying to solve everything, if we're always the ones seeking clarity, right? Again, it's depleting and taking from us. And it's not requiring the other person to invest any time and energy into the conversation or the relationship. Sometimes silence means you care enough about yourself to stop engaging in something that is costing you more than it is giving you. So like I said, I had that friend that told me, you don't have to address everything, right? Just let it go. Over time, the truth will reveal itself. Things will pass. Don't give it your energy. And in that particular situation, she was absolutely right. And I'm so thankful for that from her. I didn't have to insert myself in anything. And today I'm absolutely fine. And that experience and that silence is the only reason why I can sit here and talk to you today. It was a turning point for me in my life. So let's talk about the difference between repair and release. Here's what I've learned. Not everything needs to be fixed. Not every misunderstanding needs your personal explanation, and not every situation deserves your emotional labor. There's a difference between repair and release. Repair is for relationships that are healthy, mutual, and it's worth the work. There's a mutual investment in that relationship. Release is for things that are not aligned, right? When the relationships are not reciprocal. And when it's not, listen to this carefully, when it's not healthy for you. You repair things that are healthy, you release things that are not. Okay, so your homework today for this one, because this one's not easy, but here's your homework today. I'm not going to say it's simple. I normally say homework is simple. I'm not going to say that. I would like for you to go and ask yourself where you're seeking clarity. Are there situations out there where you are still seeking answers when the proof is already there? What proof are you overlooking? And what proof are you overlooking because you're not willing to accept what you already see? Ask yourself, is this something that I need to repair, or is this something I need to release? You don't need to fix everything. Everything is not healthy, and everything is not worth your emotional labor. Doing human better means trusting yourself to know the difference.